as a fan of the music and a fan of the culture, I just think it's important that we always set a standard that it's gonna be a standard that is an undeniable standard as far as the consumers are concerned, and that understanding needs to be established across the board every time we get the opportunity to establish that understanding with the consumer, that the standard that we set as artists is one that other genres of music should always be forced to have to meet by giving people their money and their time's worth. You know what I'm saying? I don't like my time to be wasted in anything that I'm doing, especially something that I love. You know what I'm saying? So I love to come and see hip-hop happen on every level, whether it's breakdancing or DJing or MCing or graffiti or whatever. I want to see shit that makes me feel good coming out to see it, so I don't feel like I wasted my money or my time to see it. And that's really what it all boils down to. I don't want nobody to walk away. Again, it's the respect thing that I love to work hard to warrant the respect of the people all the time. So I make sure that when it comes to me doing my part, that I'm giving people, you know, the time and the money's worth that they feel warranted, you know, them coming out to fuck with me. And the best way that I know how to do that is giving you that intense, high energy performance that when you leave, you felt like you was performing because you was so exhausted from wilding out with me for whatever that time frame of performing was that I had to do on my stage set, that it ain't nothing but you only being able to say, whenever Busta Rhymes come back through this motherfucker, we gonna want to see him immediately. Yeah. Like, I don't even want it to be a thought subconsciously that you feel like that shit was a waste of time, I ain't fucking with it no more.
Well, you know, when you've been doing a lot of shows, I've been doing a lot of shows where a guy just been say, ho, ho, you be like, even if you're afraid of an MC, you'd be bored to death. Right. That don't happen at a Busta Rhymes. None of the shows I've seen of yours.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Let me ask you, I only got a couple more questions, and I know she's going to kill me if she don't get hers in. Movies. You're a hell of an actor. I've seen you in, I could probably name every movie you've done that I've seen on the big screen. You might have done some straight to DVD, I don't know. But you're a really good actor. You got any big projects coming up in the near future?
Yeah, I just finished shooting a movie called Order of Redemption, which will be out next year.
I read about that. Don't know anything about it. I just read that you had just wrapped that up.
Yeah, that movie is coming out next year around May. It's starring Tom Berenger and Amanda Santi.
Nice, love them both.
Yeah, so it's going to be hot, man. I'm looking forward to seeing that film. It's my first real action drama movie where I'm playing a villain, and you get to see me do some shit that you're going to love to hate.
I love your narc. Some shit right there.
Yeah, but this is a whole nother level.
This is you really. That was one of your first joints, and like Higher Learning, you just get your little thing. But now you got you like leading man status type of thing.
This is a serious one.
I know music's your first love. At least I think it is. Movies come close. Is that even in the same ballpark? Or is that a whole different animal?
Nah, it's pretty much primary love of mine as well, because you know, the ability to perform is something that I love more than anything. Right. So if I'm getting the opportunity to perform and display my talent and my ability to perform, I love that the most, because, you know, that's when you get to sit back and see the people really, really appreciate you as an artist when they respect your performance on whatever level, whether it's in a film or on a stage. You know, if they appreciate and respect it, it secures your wins, and it secures, you know, whatever your evolution or your growth is going to be for the future, because it allows people to see that you, again, warrant them coming back to spend time and money on what your performance ability is.
Well, I saw Shaft like 100 times. That was, to me, still my favorite movie of yours. I thought you were brilliant in that movie. She gonna holler at you, ask you a couple of things, and then I know you're real busy. It's one of those media days, so you probably got a long line out there. I thank you for giving us this time. It's a big honor and a pleasure. I really appreciate that.
Okay, for one, I love your jewelry game, especially in the Touch It video. I wanted to know if you had a personal jeweler.
Jacob.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
Jacob's your man,
That's
huh?
good.
All right.
And I know you're Jamaican. I want to know, do you go when you go back and perform? Like, is it big? Do they go crazy
She's a
over you?
Jamaican.
I'm Jamaican.
young
Oh,
lady.
yeah, that's what's up.
So do
Yeah.
they go crazy?
Yeah, it's always a significant amount of love whenever we come back over there because they, you know, they just look at it as one of their own that has made it outside of home for them. You know what I mean? And the fact that we are doing it on such a grand level without compromising the integrity of the Jamaican culture and the West Indian cultural significance. They see that we garnish our respect, still representing the culture by incorporating the patois and the lyrics and the whole, you know, way we carry on and the performance is again the energy and a lot of that wild out be coming from the way the reggae artists perform at dance halls. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm an American artist over here to, you know, the rap community, but everything that I do as far as my whole recipe to the performance, the way I spit, the way I hear a beat flow to it, all of that is inspired by the Jamaican upbringing.
Yes, I love that energy.
No doubt, thank
It's
you, I
crazy.
appreciate it, love. Yeah, but that's what it is. So, you know, ultimately they big it up every time we come back to rock for them because they see that we represent the culture and what we do despite it ain't Jamaican music. We still give them Jamaica, do what we do.
Jamaican energy.
Word up.
Okay, about a reality show. Did you ever think about doing a reality show?
It's crazy that you asked that because I've been getting approached with that a whole lot.
She's asked me like 10 times. This before we even knew you were going to do the interview. You know, 50 got one, did he have one? I love them cats, but I would love to see a camera follow you around for a day or two, just to, or whatever. I don't even know what the premise is. Yeah, hopefully you'll tell us. But I think you would make such a great reality show. Everybody want to know what you're up
I
to.
haven't decided to do one, but I'm finicky when it comes to, I don't want to turn my kids and my mother and them into celebrities. If they choose to do that, you know, that's on them. But I ain't trying to have my moms walking around and go grocery shopping for the family as the normal mother and gotta need security and shit with her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because she on TV all the time and people see it and everywhere she goes it's a whole other harassment level because, you know, that type of shit to me, it wouldn't allow me to work comfortably because I would constantly be worried about, you know, the shit that I know that I gotta come across every now and then. Every now and then you come across, you know, one or two of them fans that they may not necessarily be fans, you know what I'm saying? They present themselves as such, but they're not necessarily pro you or what you're doing, you know what I'm saying? And I just wouldn't want nothing to come back to my family because, you know, my mother's face is exposed on TV all the time. They know what she looked like, they know what type of person she is, and, you know, my kids, the same thing. Now, I kind of be wanting to separate, just have some sort of sacred tranquility in my life where, you know, when I ain't on that Busta Rhymes shit, I could go home and be my mother's child and be the regular father to my kids, and, you know, everything in the house is some normal shit. You know, normalcy is important. You know what I'm saying? And balance is necessary. It has always contributed to me being able to maintain the groundedness that I've had despite the success and, you know, just the different things that you go through. You know, it's good and it's bad. You need to be able to go home and just have the regular life of your family support and their understanding and just, you know, that dialogue, that regular people dialogue that just helps remind you of the real people, real world, regular shit that is very important to have as just a foundation to fall back on. You know what I'm saying? And I think it would be a frenzy if everybody in the crib was a celebrity and shit. You know what I mean? The wifey, the mother, your grandmother, the kids, my kids. But, you know, my kids are going to need security going back and forth to school. If they on the reality show every day, my mother, you know what I'm saying? It just becomes too much. I mean, if I do it, you know what I'm saying, I would still have to figure out a way to expose people to my personal world,